Come to the garden in spring. There's wine and sweethearts in the pomegranate blossoms. If you do not come, these will not matter. If you come, these will not matter. All right. What's up, y'all? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Poetry Open Mic Asheville. My name's Caleb Beissert. I'll be your host for the evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Cool. We got a whole bunch of open micers lined up for you from all over the place tonight, joining in virtually here on our virtual open mic live stream, love stream. Coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. We also have a few spaces live from Sovereign Kava, our sponsor, keeping this open mic going for 10 plus years here in Asheville. We'll have some folks joining us live from there as well tonight, checking in down there, and some great poets and performers from all over the place. So keep it locked right here to Poetry Open Mic Asheville. And of course, we're here every Wednesday night, and we have a good time here. It's going to be a fun evening. So I'm going to warm things up with a little bit more poetry, and y'all sit back, relax, and enjoy. Get comfortable. Get some Kava. I have some Kava here from Sovereign Kava, so I'm gonna drink some of the root, the dirt water, as they say. Ooh. Oh, yes. Of course, they say the worse it tastes, the better it is. All right. What's up out there? What's up? All right. I can feel it. I feel it tonight. You feel it? You feel it? Y'all feel it? You feel it? All right, cool. We're feeling it. We're doing it. Poetry Open Mic Asheville. This poem is called Storefront Garden. Sky came in the open door, fogged up the fridges, made the paper bags silent as cloth, streaked the walls. Rain of these clouds wastes no time on its return. Sky, river rising, pine top thunderhead. Water beads slide from the leaves, kale and mustards, turnips tease under heavy stalks. I go out and talk to them between downpours. The old tin watering can fills to the spout. Oh yes, it has been quite a typical spring day here in the Blue Ridge Mountains here in North Carolina. We had a couple of thunder showers this afternoon. It was nice. Very nice. Okay, I'll do one more poem, and then we have a special treat for you. We have a Kevin Evans joining us tonight, actually, for a little special performance. So anyway, this poem's called Yellow Bucket. Where is this? This is a DC poem. I was born in DC. That enormous tree, fallen brown leaves, horizon uprooted. I named it Triamenic, in the woods behind the golf course, at the bottom of a steep potholed alley. Dad and I hunted golf balls with a yellow bucket. On our walk, we found a pedal car, missing a wheel among the leaves. He painted it brown for me, like the family Honda, replaced the wheel. I drove in circles on the patio, and the pedals gave me a blister, my moon foot. That's that. And thank you for being with us. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being with us tonight on Poetry Open Mic Asheville. We had a good time this past weekend. We had a good times down at the Kava bar. The Lactones played. Kevin came, did some poetry, and it happened to get caught on tape. So we got a little bit of that for you right now, and then I will tell you who we have coming up next after that. So let's get right to it. Everybody out there, put your hands together for the one and only Kevin Evans.
For those who can't make love, let love make you a bed of water in a cruise. Yes, here's some crying, bleeding, stinking flowers from a dreamt up heaven's bowels. For some who seem to come out of the womb already covered in towel. For those who can't make love naked. Where old crows in glass baskets croak, soaked in corked gorged guilt, blinded by sights that melt the hills, that tell just how it feels when the table is set for the best meal. One should hope that one's imagination is quite a bit sharper, when you can no longer see with your eyes readily naked beyond the seams of the drapery. Let the fantasy reveal through the canopy. For those who can only make love silent. When you seem to buy your freedom through punishment. When you need to take the silence off from your full-speed gun and it feel like explosion gonna blow the dungeon pit. Feeling like heaven and hell engulf you in one moment, and you can do nothing about it except let go of it. When all your demons and angels are confronted, forced to run free in captivity amongst all of them, still you can't say nothing. For those who can only make love with their eyes closed, toil over all the things you chose, all the things you owned. Red skin, hot skin, dead skin, hot skin, only in sensation, can't see a damn thing, standing in the most friction, flinched, field of lightning. Who can only make love in broken glass, asphalt against the stomach, wall against the back, alley too narrow and closed in to let you feel anything outside of sharp, heavenly, hellish sensation. Scream! But it won't help you up. The pain forcing you into outer body belt of astral dream. where everything's just so heavily, heavenly, and lovely. But this is just all temporary. Loose earthworm and bomb cherry. Who can only make love in wilderness, in thickets, in buzzing, jumping jacks of jerk spirits, flashed and flapped in a song on flying battle raft, riding upon the dream, upon the great wish that everything outside of illusion shall be revealed and peeled. Burning, tingling, buzzing, jumping. But you always hang your head down low. When in the end you have to go home now. Celebrate and take it with you when you are homebound. Heaviest harvest acorn lightly torn from the mouth of cream red velvet squirrel. A filling weighted into the aura as if happening within your hands. Held is the whole those who can only make love in fire. The torch and baton hurl and twirl. The bed only acceptable as aggravated, agitated tiger. When peace and quiet are murdered for hire, drama notes that woke ghosts and excommunicated choirs. For those who can only make love alone, in straits so dire, paranoid, trust no one, afraid to bleed of disease, pregnancy, intimacy, and the weeping, vulnerable drunk. Why not seek solution in substance, reflection of depth in connection, first innocent, and that is for those who can't make love alone. Cheers. Thank you, all of y'all. Lactone's on fire.
Kevin Evans. Thank you, Kevin.
That's right. Keep it going for Kevin Evans. Kevin Evans, y'all. Thank you. Kevin Evans there with the Lactones, too. All the guys in the Lactones. That's Max Milner, Aaron Price, and Chris Cooper, Jason Moore, and myself. And that's where our music's been coming from. So, you know, cool. All original. Very good. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Morgan, our technical director, too, for making that happen. We're gonna jump around a little bit next. We've got, I think, we're gonna go over to Argentina first, if Steven's ready, and see what's going on down there. Very good, cool. And yes. Oh, I do want to thank everyone for the comments, though. I see the comments rolling in everywhere. And we love to hear from our viewers. Yes, indeed, me too. Thank you. So please do keep the comments coming. It's so good to hear from everyone. Yes, indeed. Yes. Oh yeah, please do. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Very good. It's good to see everyone out there tonight. Everyone tuning in, and of course all our friends down at the bar too tuning in as well. And now we got Argentina in the house tonight. So y'all gonna have to make a whole bunch of noise for them to hear us over there. Give it up for Steven Energia. Yeah. Well, that didn't work. Hold on. Let me try that one more time. Y'all gonna have to be louder. Steven, y'all, Steven. Oh, there we go. What's up, Steven?
Hey, how's it going? I'm glad that worked. I'm glad that worked.
Yes, I know. It's amazing. I just love this, though. I'll never cease to be amazed by the just the technology of being able to sit here and talk to you. You know, usually when someone's like, "Oh, I'm leaving Asheville, I'm moving to Argentina," I'm like, "Yep, never gonna hear from them again." But
yeah,
to my pleasant surprise, we've been able to work this out. Yeah. So, how are things down there? I don't even know, what time is it in Argentina?
It's about 10 o'clock here, so right now it's not much later.
Okay.
We don't actually do like a daylight savings time here.
Right. Yeah.
Before the time change there, we were actually 2 hours apart, but the time change worked in my favor. So now that's part of why I didn't make it for a while. Because for a while it would be like 3 or 4.
I get it. Yeah. Seasonal open micer. Yeah,
But,
no, it's cool, but you still made it through a bunch.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you did. And yes, welcome back. Congrats on your recent publications, of course. And yeah, what'd you bring for us tonight?
Well, I brought a couple poems. One new poem, one poem that I've revised a lot. I may or may not have read it in an old version here, but I've never read this version. And I also brought a book with me. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's. I hope it's coming through clear enough. But I brought The Darkening Trapeze by Larry Levis.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and I thought I would actually, before I read my own poems, I thought I would read one of his short poems too. Yeah.
Yeah, please do share. I haven't heard that one. So yeah.
He's he died quite a while ago. I think maybe in the 90s. I'm not quite sure, but he was one of the faculty at the Warren Wilson MFA for decades.
Oh, okay, cool, very cool. Well, let's check it out. Thanks, Steven.
Yeah, of course. Ooh, now just to decide on which, I'm between two poems. I think I'll go with the one I'm a bit less familiar with. Give myself a little bit more fun too. All right. Again, this is by Larry Levis from The Darkening Trapeze, posthumous collection of some of his previously unpublished poems. And this is Threshold of the Oblivious Blossoming. When I said one blossom desires the air, another the shadows, I was free of desires. Beyond the door sill, the cafe tables were empty because it was raining. The rain was empty as well, and there was no poignancy left in it when I looked up at it falling and went on sitting inside and waiting for my dealer to show up so I could buy 2 grams of crystal methadone from her, talk for a moment, and finish my coffee. When I thought of the petals of the magnolia blossom flattened by the passing traffic to the pavement and the gradual discoloration of them, their white, like that of communion dresses, becoming gray, and a darker gray, moment by moment, when I knew I wanted them to mean nothing and suggest everything, desire rushed back into things, but not into the blossoms and not into the air. So that's one of his poems. He honestly writes some really wild poetry. Like just, I'm still figuring out how I feel about some of his work, but he just writes undeniably stunning, wild poems. He's got a poem ending with a hotel on fire that it's just an absolute whirlwind to read through. He was a wild dude, it seems like. He's still a very important influence on the Warren Wilson MFA as far as I understand it. So next I have, so this is actually not a full poem because it's the poem I'm revising, and I've only revised the first 2 sections so far. So I'm just going to read the first 2 parts of this poem, and maybe one day I'll be back with the rest. In Ecuador, it's just $4 to a full belly, la sopa y la seca, chased down con juguito, and if you'd like, a bit of pastel. O si prefieres, for 50 times that price, some Captain America will look at your passport, measure out your humanity against the price of entry. Satisfaction not guaranteed. 2. Somewhere away from Cap's gaze, rays fall hot on my dad's place. Cap feels it too, his peaches and cream sensitive, his down-home pride no exemption from the rule of the sun. So you may have guessed it. Burn he does. And sure, maybe he begins to tan, maybe begins to see himself through words like worldly, like mi pana, like blanquito, but his 27 sure looks kind of weathered. His peach fuzz starting to go leathery. See, the UV's pulsing assaults relentless as the application offices measured cruelty. I should be more honest, if you'll let me. My skin, obviously, burns too. Sun's rough tongue obliged, reminding me how well I learned to play Cap. To be continued. The next poem is very new. There's this really cool new poetry mag that just is releasing their 2nd edition soon, which I've got a poem in. But they also made a special call for exclusively poems about condiments. And so I wrote a poem about mustard for it. Again, the magazine is Dear Poetry. They're on Twitter, Dear Poetry. And they're super cool. They're a whole magazine dedicated to poems that are dedicated to things. Poems for your beloveds, for the things you love. They want poems that make clear who they're writing for, basically. So this is after one of their prompts. Gotta have my mustard. After Jose Olivares and Gabriel Cavacorvesi, for my mom and grandma. Gotta have my mustard. First of all, Dijon. Stout jar of speckled beauty, little white lid, little fancy font, hold, more likely than a food, some muted art supply. As in oui, pastel and Dijon on canvas, oui, in 1980 by famed French artiste Jean-Luc Motard, as in Dijon for my bougie moods, or really Dijon on my brat and yellow on my dog, or Dijon on the dog too, if we're feeling just a touch of fancy that day. Dijon, first training wheel on the bicycle of spice. Let's not forget yellow mustard, lord of the county fair, count of the circus concession stand, ruler of the Target cafe, savior of the just burnt dog. With your thumbs tip, flip open the nozzle, aim it at your plate, squirt. It splats fat against the dog, or the times you forgot to shake the bottle first, leaks clear along your bun. Keep, like my grandma did, each in the fridge. A squeeze of probably Heinz and a jar of Grey Poupon. She and I even made a song. Mustard, mustard, I gotta have my mustard. She thought, or I thought of it when I was maybe 5. Won't have anything without my mustard. Ironically, or maybe not surprising at all, Kraft Heinz owns Grey Poupon. I live in a mustard cinematic universe. Kraft Heinz owns a factory in my grandma's town. Mega lines of mac and cheese, vats of ranch, mayonnaise. I mean, maybe there was mustard. Come on. Sometime after 1980, when Kraft replaced their mayonnaise vats, my mom's housemate brought one to their hippie house, took it out back, built a fire, out of the factory's waste, rigged a hot tub. And my mom never really was a mustard person, but still she kept it in our fridge, served me that working class classic. Hot dog from the microwave, slice of wheat bread for the bun. Or she'd serve the hot dog sliced, boiled like hippies in a vat. To this day, if you ask her, she'll even sing the song. Thank you.
All right, Steven. Yeah, nice mustard poem.
Thank you.
I dig that. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, good stuff.
I didn't know I had. Oh,
I think I like all kinds of mustard. Like,
yeah, me too. Me too. I didn't think I had that much to say about mustard until I saw a condiment, and then I remembered all this stuff. Like my grandma would sing pretty frequently that song that I like poorly performed just now, but she would sing it, and it was like one of my favorite things. I love Dijon mustard. I love yellow mustard. Mustard's pretty great.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh, we got some comments coming in too. Some other mustard fans.
I love it, Josh Gaines.
Thank
you.
Ashley.
It's so great to see you.
Indeed.
It's so great. I'm glad I saw Zen's comment about the hippies in the bat. I'm glad you like that, Zen.
Hell yeah. Very good, Steven. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. And congrats on the publications, of course. And I hope you can make it back again soon, man. It's so great to have you here all the way from Argentina tonight.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back as soon as I can. It's so great to see you.
Absolutely. Likewise, Steven. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. Everybody give it up for Steven. See you, man. Yes, indeed. All right. Yes. All right. It's Poetry Open Mic Asheville. You're tuned in where we welcome all people in all forms of artistic self-expression Thanks. Yeah, I think we still got some comments rolling in here. Thank you for the comments. Yes, indeed. All about the mustard. Coleman's is good stuff. German mustard, spicy mustards. Brown deli mustard. Brown mustard. Black mustard. Cool. Okay. All right, we're moving around here. Where's the order? I think we got Ken up next. Very good. If Ken's ready. Excellent. Cool. Yeah, I think we got Ken and one or two other people, and then we're gonna check in with Sovereign Kava, and then we got some more folks from all over the place on here. This is a lot of fun. Thanks everyone for doing this with us tonight. Yes, open mic, virtual open mic, y'all. All right, so we're gonna go to Texas next, I believe. The great state of Texas. We got Ken Gaines in the house, singer-songwriter Ken Gaines with us tonight. Everybody make a whole bunch of noise for the one and only Ken Gaines. Hey, what's up, Ken?
Hey, Caleb, how you doing, man? Good to be back.
I'm doing great, man. I'm having fun. I'm doing open mic with all my favorite people. How are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. It's just
Yeah.
you know, we're in the middle of the heat of summer now already in Texas, and so it's good. It's good to be inside. I spent a good part of my day out. I'm pulling down a tree in my yard. So.
Oh goodness. Well, hey, that's another great reason to do virtual open mic, just to get inside from the heat. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it, man. Yeah. Good to see you.
Cool.
Though.
Yeah, good to see you too. You bring some of those good songs for us tonight?
I got a couple for you tonight, and I'll give you a little bit of contrast, and then enjoy what happens next.
It sounds good to me. Cool. Well, I'm gonna sit back and listen and enjoy. But everybody out there, make some noise one more time for Ken Gaines.
So this song is basically a tribute to one of my longtime heroes, Ken Nordine. If you have never experienced Ken Nordine and his word jazz, I highly recommend it to you. I heard Ken probably back in 1966, probably the first time I ever heard Ken. No, maybe 65. Anyway. But my regular introduction to this song is, this song started out to be about a cool pop I took away from my little brother when we were kids. He's 3 years younger than I. He was 5 years old, and I walked into the kitchen, and there he was getting ready to eat this cool pop. And I just walked up to him, and took it away from him, and said, "Give me that cool pop," and walked off and ate it. That was not my normal way to act with my little brother, but he never let me forget that. And anytime he ever tries to embarrass me, I just tell everybody, yeah, I did that, and it was the best damn cool pop I ever had. But somewhere along the way, this guy right here took over this song. But I promise you, all of you out there, even in Argentina, that I will eventually get back to that cool pop. Here come old Razzmatazz. He don't like nothing but jazz. Always saying things like, yeah, crazy. He snap his finger bone. He play air slide trombone. His eyes are deep and dark and hazy. Razzmatazz, they call him Razzmatazz. The only name he has, he dressed real sweet. If it don't swing, he don't sing, 'cause they're gonna have a beat. Oh, Chicka-Papa Razzmatazz. Picture Raz with sunglasses walking around town singing. Grandma's wing on a Joseph wave. Boom, shaka-laka-laka. Boom, 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 bow. wow. That rhymes with wow, wow. And that rhymes with how. How. Here come old razzmatazz. He don't like nothing but jazz. Girlfriend's name is Bebop, a Loobop, a Daisy. And he go his way alone. He ain't got no telephone. Always saying things like, yeah, crazy. Razzmatazz, they call him Razzmatazz. The only name he has, he got big feet. Yeah, they don't swing. It don't mean a thing, cause you gotta have a razzmatazz. He can take it up the register. Take it. They call him Razzmatazz. He hails from Alcatraz. He don't eat meat. Yeah, they don't swing. They don't ring a ding, ding a ding. Gonna have a boom, Razzmatazz. And he gotta have a boom, chicka, boom, chicka, Razzmatazz. And I gotta have a do, wagga, do, wagga, do, wagga, do, wagga, do, wagga, do. Raz walk around saying things like, life is like a cool pop. You remember your first cool pop, man? I do. Patty Tate gave it to me. I was over visiting the Tate sisters, and there was Patty with a big old blue one in her hand. I said, "What's that, Patty?" She says, "That's a cool pop, Kenny." I said, "Can I have one?" She said, "Sure, Kenny." Little sister Donna gave that little sister laugh, because little sisters know things. Reached in that freezer, pulled out a big old red one, put it in my little hands. I had no idea what to do with that thing. Luckily, my little sharp teeth cut through that plastic husk. I got my first taste. I went, ooh, yeah. I ripped that top off and took myself a proper bite, and oh, yeah. And then I took myself another bite. Another bite, another bite, another bite. Man, I could not get enough of that cool pop. But then finally, just like all cool pops, all that was left in my little hands was that plastic husk with just a little bit of juice down there in the bottom. I could have saved it, could have put it back in the freezer, but that ain't what live nor cool pop's about. Turn that sucker upside down and then there I was finally with that empty plastic husk. Big old red smile on my face. My tongue was red. Oh, that was fine. Yeah, that was cool, pop. And I gotta have a beat. Yeah. Crazy. Cheers! I've switched to wine instead of cool pops these days. This next song take me way back to my childhood as well. Back to Biloxi, Mississippi. I had a couple of relatives down there who were charter boat captains in Biloxi, Mississippi. And one was Uncle Skipper Pates. He was actually my uncle who married my mom's sister. Uncle's uncle, Skipper was. And he had the finest charter boat on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. One time we were out there watching Uncle Skipper get ready, because we were going to go fishing a little bit later, but Dad took me out there to watch it, and Uncle Skipper was pissed off because his clients were late, and the sun was coming up, and they should have been out on the water already. And I'm sitting there watching everything going on, just bewildered by all of the preparations. And all of a sudden, this big wind just came and ripped through the area, hitting the land, and blew a bucket off into the water. And Uncle Skipper's running around cussing, just trying to get things together. And the rigging and all the sailboats were around were just jingling. And then the wind died down. It was like a wave. And damn it, if it didn't happen again. A little bit less at that time. And then it happened again. A little bit less. And this little kid that I was at the time was really impressed. I said, "Wow, Uncle Skipper, that was wild." And he said, "Well, the old folks call that the pride of the morning. It's actually an atmospheric phenomena that happens, especially on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, but it happens on the East Coast too, where the atmosphere warms up a little bit quicker than the water and creates a wave over the top of the water. It's a wind." Flash forward a good 50 years. And I remember that. The old folks call it the pride of the morning. The first breeze to smack the shore at dawn, as if to emphasize how swiftly that wind can rise, blow away the lines that we've drawn. Mighty ships take heed of the pride of the morning. Mighty nations crumble and they fall. It's a breeze that makes the banner speak. Blessed are the small and sleek, ride the breath of God above it all. I will ride on the pride of the morning, set my sails at the break of day, take my hands off of the wheel, quit this helplessness I feel, let the pride of the morning come and blow me away. I'll let the pride of the morning come and blow me away. The earth gives birth to the pride of the morning, pregnant by the heat of the rising sun. They're lovers every day, show us all the way to keep our hopes alive when the day is done. I will ride on the pride of the morning, set my sails at the break of day, take my hands off of the wheel, quit this helplessness I feel, let the pride of the morning come and blow me away. At the break of day, take my hands off of the wheel, quit this helplessness I feel, let the pride of the morning come and blow me away. I let the pride of the morning come and just blow me away. I think that's about 10 minutes worth. That's what I got for you tonight. Thanks. Appreciate it, Caleb.
That's Ken Gaines, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Ken Gaines. Live here tonight on Poetry Open Mic Asheville, joining us all the way from Texas. Houston, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Houston, Texas in the house, in the virtual house. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight, Ken. That last song was just so beautiful, man. Thank you so
Caleb.
much.
Always a pleasure, buddy.
Really good stuff, and I appreciate the stories behind them too. You know, giving a little background. Yeah,
everything's got a story. I might have made it up. Who knows?
I like it. That sounds like a made up story.
Never can tell. I gotta have something in between these songs. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for so long.
I feel you. Well, it's awesome stuff, dude. Keep doing it. And please do stop by again when you get a chance.
I will, Caleb. Thank you, buddy.
Excellent.
Looking forward to hearing more. Okay.
Thank you. Everyone give it up one more time for Ken Gaines. Thank you, Ken. That's awesome. Yes. You got it locked here to Poetry Open Mic Asheville.
When did you forget that you were a flower?
We got some comments here, and we'll make sure we get to the comments.
Skin and decide you were an impotent, dirty old locomotive. The ghost of a locomotive.
Thanks, everyone.
The specter and shade of a once powerful, mad American locomotive.
Y'all keep the comments coming. Love to hear from them. There's where you can find Steven's poems recently published. That's in the comments there. Check it out.
And stuck it at my side like a scepter. And deliver my sermon to my soul. And Jack Soul too. And anyone who will listen.
Uber Eats.
We're not our skin of grime. We're not our dread fleet.
We do King back.
Locomotive.
Okay,
We're all
corporate
beautiful
shit.
golden sunflowers inside.
Yeah.
We're blessed by our own seed.
Sheevsky.
And golden, hairy, naked.
Tom says he's one of those who only makes love and fire.
Going into mad, black, warm
Fire.
sunflowers in the sunset. Bite on, by our eyes.
Very good. I love the comments. You're a fucking riot on here. Y'all keep having fun in the comments. We appreciate it. All right. I think we're going to Rachel next, and then we're gonna hop over to Sovereign for a minute and see what's going on over there. Everybody, make a huge amount of noise for the one and only Rachel McMurray tonight. Yes. Woo.
Hey,
What's
Caleb.
up, Rachel? Hold on, it's working.
Hey, yeah, all right. Oh, hey, Caleb. How you doing, man?
Oh, hey. Hey, there we go. I'm doing great. How are you tonight? Good to see
Good
you.
to see you. Oh, I'm enjoying the show as always. Really love Ken's songs. Wow, he's so talented.
Fantastic, right? Amazing, yeah.
Oh, and I
Yes.
love the Lactone show, man. That was so
Oh,
great.
thank you.
Oh, Kevin's
Thank
stuff
you.
is even more powerful in person, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, and it's a blast to perform with Kevin. You know, you're just along for the ride at that point.
Totally. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, especially with that one.
Yeah. Right.
But cool. What do you got for us tonight? Because you do all kinds of art and writing and some music and stuff too.
I do all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet, Caleb. But yeah, tonight I'm going to be reading some poetry. I'm going to read 2 covers and one original that's very new. I just wrote it. So.
Oh, cool. New shit.
No shit.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, I love it. Some cover poems and some new shit. And we got Rachel McMurray for y'all. So everyone make some noise now. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you. All right, y'all. So happy Wednesday, as always. Thanks for joining us. So I'm going to start off tonight with a cover poem, and I have read poetry from this author before. She is one of my favorite poets in the whole world, and I had the honor and the privilege to nanny for her children for several years when they were quite young. Her two sons, Reynolds and Aries, when they were 3 and 1 when I started taking care of them. Anyway, her name is Heather Cahoon. She is part of the Pend Oreille tribe in Montana. She published this book of poetry called Elk Thirst many years ago now. It's wild to think how fast time flies. Anyway, this is the eponymous poem. It's called Elk Thirst. Yellow fields thirst. Dryness lifts the blues and greens from trees that grow in uneven rows along the flathead's angry pace. Shallow water follows the route it has for centuries, wrapping around cliffs, rocks that climb into the sky, sharp edges softened by water that forever slides across these walls as it flows in urgent falls. Here it plummets and dives deep. Rocks and sticks turn bleak eyes away. Brook trout swim fast and leave streaks. The sun reflects in silver scales by day, at night, passion. Strong colors eat the sky. One elk steps into blurred water and drinks. His thoughts improbable, he looks and drinks the sky. So again, that's Elk Thirst by Heather Cahoon. So the next piece is an original that I wrote just a few days ago. And it's to honor the eclipse. I don't know if y'all know, but there is a partial solar eclipse happening tomorrow. So nothing that we can generally see, but here where we are. But to honor that celestial event, I wrote this piece, and it's called To Remember the Moon, to Remember the Sun. And what if the sky were empty? What if the stars in their infinite glory, in their shimmering expanse, were without and alone in their light? The cocoon above us, always black, so deep and rich, so entombed, and yet revealed. The darkness, so much darker than we could imagine. How many billions of stars could we see? Would they bathe the land completely, like a pale, constant spotlight? Would we walk without fear beneath the blackness, at home in its entirety? And if the sun was never there, the moon, without the dawn, the tides, the dusk, the howling of the wolf, the unknowable mystery of the dark side we never see, the brightness and the warmth of the midday summer's golden pouring honey unto our skin. A God, a grand and truthful certainty that the sweet fingertips of sunrise will always, always come, will always go, will always come again. And who, without the sun's beloved mirror, would we be? Without that gentle midnight glow that bathes your face through the blinds askew, so that I wish to drink that tender light from your hands and spend the night with you watching our dear moon slowly amble through the heavens in a noble, shameless procession, faithfully repeated, never tiring of her reflection, of her magic, holding herself aloft in love for us, a dance through the unending canopy of universe, sailing in a romantic spin, hand in hand with everything we know to be true. A loyalty none could challenge, a love story for the ages. To remember the moon, to remember the sun, and then the eclipse, and they make love. All right, so that's my newest piece. Still working with it. I love reading newer stuff. So again, thank you so much to everyone. And I'll just close this out with another cover poem by a very inspiring musician and poet. His name is Nako, and he has a band called Medicine for the People. But a lot of people don't know that he is also a writer. So this poem of his is called Defend the Sacred. I wish I'd been taught how to protect my heart, not from Satan or sin or a person or the dark. It's from myself, the child, the destructive shadow. To feel unwanted is a weapon in battle. Maybe if I'd known this, I'd have spent less time defending my power and control I feared everyone was taking. I've lost more than I started with to get on the right track. It's a lineage of sacrifice to take your power back. To defend the sacred is to protect my heart and grieve for those I've hurt, to find healing in parts and mourn the lifetimes of trauma of ancestors I never knew. What's mine and what's inherited, the merging of the two. To defend the sacred and protect my heart, I feel late in that blooming, but I'm repairing my part. Thank you so much for listening. That's what I got for y'all tonight. And happy eclipse.
Thank you, Rachel. I love the eclipse poem. Yeah. That was very cool.
Oh, thanks. Yes, I hope you enjoy your eclipse, Caleb.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I'll do my best.
And all of you out there, I hope you all enjoy your eclipse as well. It's beautiful out there. Get out there, enjoy it.
Yeah, get outside, enjoy it. Very good. Thank you for that, Rachel. Appreciate that. And I hope we'll see you again next time.
I'll see you then.
All right. Everybody give it up one more time for Rachel McMurray. Indeed. Rachel McMurray in the house. Very good. Okay, where are we at now? I think we're going to go to Sovereign Kava, and that's what that sound means. And check in with the bar, see how we're doing. I do want to blast the comments real quick because I know we had some comments there for Rachel. And just a bunch of comments in general, I think. Yes, woohoo. Very good. I like it. Yes, Sovereign Kava link. A Sovereign Kava link. What could that be? Check it out. Not spam. Just mild spam. Yeah. Oh, yes. And Steven all the way over in Argentina tonight joining us. Argentina in the house. Texas in the house. Asheville in the house. We got Delaware and Chicago flying in here in just a little bit. And, man, thanks, y'all, for all the comments. We really appreciate the comments. Some fans of Ken Gaines there. Ken Gaines fans. Of course. How can you not like him? Yeah, we like the Gaineses. We like the Hubers too. Yeah, thank you, Hubers. Indeed. Yes, and the poems there. Check it out in the new stuff out there. Very good. Okay, rock and roll, y'all. Thank you, Rachel. We're going over to Sovereign now. Let's see where we're at. Sovereign's ready. Good. Okay. Good to know. So we got Sovereign in the house. I got my Kava here ready to go. Yes, I'm gonna have some more Kava. That's what I said. And you can too. And we're gonna poetry, and you can too. All right, Sovereign. Y'all make a whole shit ton of noise for our friend down at the bar tonight. Chris Madrano is in the house, leathered up, ready to go. Make some noise for him. Slap it. What's up, Madrano? How we doing?
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good,
I'm doing great.
man. Yeah, that's
All right,
good.
It's been a great night so far.
That's great.
We've been listening in, enjoying it. Tom's been commenting recklessly. You know.
Oh, good. We love it when people comment recklessly. You know. Oh, as long as it's in good
I was
fun.
thinking that
So-
this week I would start out with just one song. And then after me, we got Taylor and Mark Hudson.
I dig it. That's that's one of those good mic stands too. I can tell. That's one of those good. That's not the cheap ones that move on you all night. Yeah, those are the good ones.
Top of the line. Top of the line stuff.
Nah, Chris, I am super excited. I don't think I've heard Chris play a song since we were in person back there. Oh, so long ago. So, thank you for doing this tonight.
Since it went online, I haven't been able to perform. I've been hosting a bit, but I haven't performed.
Yep. Well, here we have it,
It's gonna be a
people.
scorcher.
All right. Well, cheers. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this. Y'all make a whole bunch of noise for Chris Madrano. Thank you, Chris.
All right, here we go.
right here.
And now there's something completely different. Taylor? You're gonna follow it? Great.
All right, that was fucking awesome, Chris. Hell yeah. I hear him going wild down there too. How's
ears are hurting.
yeah, how's Danny? Did Danny like that one?
Say again?
Is Danny feeling it? How's Danny? Can we check in with Danny? Is he feeling it tonight?
Let's check in. Let's go to Danny Cam right now. Here's Danny Cam.
Danny Cam!
Feeling it?
Danny, do some push-ups. Hell yeah,
He said
Danny!
he's absolutely feeling it.
He's working it, man. That's the most enthusiastic I've seen him all day, man. Watch out, man. He's gonna go for a run.
So I'm just setting up here for Taylor.
Oh shit!
Hey, look, it's
We got
Taylor.
Taylor.
Everybody.
Taylor with a fancy guitar. All right. What's up, brother? Good to see ya. Welcome back to the open mic. We are transitioning back into this open mic. And Taylor knows he's seen this thing for years, since the Eagle Street days and all that shit. But glad to hear you play tonight. We're gonna turn it over to you. Cheers.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you, bro.
Taylor,
Sorry, I had
y'all.
to get closer.
Bearcat.
Taylor,
Alright. Alright. This thing's on. Let's see. It's good to be on the mic. You know? Did this thing for a long time. Haven't done it for a long time. It's kind of weird. It's good to be back in the swing. I'm gonna think of something to play any second now, and we'll get to it. Go down. To the ocean. The water like cornerstone. But I wrote out on a broken horse. He told me she never felt so old. She asked me if I'd feed her. Like her now and then. No, 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 no. Operating forces. Don't take them to them. Operating forces. They seem to me. Ask me to be broken. They seem to me. Just a few well-placed words, and they're wandering hearts are gone. Well, at first I walked, felt good between my legs. I can't remember the last time I played that song. I definitely didn't. Yeah. That one's for Pete. He asked me to do that, and I did it anyways. Even though it's a little foggy. Let's see. Yeah. I got one more in me. So I don't go to parties anymore. And others make me wonder what doing all of this for. And I'm crying like a in level. That's why I don't go to parties anymore. Last time we talked, I was so goddamn pissed off. Last time we talked, I'm not very much fun. So I just didn't say much of anything at all. There's no coming back, oh no, from something like that. No, there's no coming back, oh no, not something so sad. So I don't parties anymore. Ex-lovers make me wonder what I'm doing all of this for. And the crying that I can hear in the middle of the floor. So I don't go to parties anymore. Seen me last night, and I was singing at the sky. No one needs to hear me speak on how I wish that I would just die. So I don't go to parties anymore. Ex-lovers make me wonder what I'm doing all of this for. And I'm crying like an idiot in the middle of the floor. So I don't go to parties anymore.
Who's gonna talk to you?
What's going on, everybody? I was, yeah, I don't know, some of you guys might know the last one. I read it some time ago. But, yeah, that's all I got.
That's great.
Taylor, everybody. All right. That was fabulous. Give it up one more time for Taylor, everybody. Come on. Woo, Taylor!
And now, without further ado, the comedy stylings of Mark Hudson. I don't know why I went deep and dark there. This is probably unnecessary.
Mark Hudson, everybody. Mark Hudson, everybody.
Hello. What's up? Am I? No, Caleb?
No, Caleb.
No, Caleb. Okay. I miss you, Caleb. I love you, Caleb. And I love Chris Madrano. Yay! Give it up for Chris Madrano! All right, tonight I'm going to start out with a little Cookie Monster. These are some classics that I wrote.
Today is brought to you by the letter of C. C is for cookie. C is for cookie. C is for crisp cucumber. C is for carrot. C is for cunty. C is for cryptocurrency. C is for corrupt.
Okay, I'm going to end the Cookie Monsters with the song. C is for corrupt, you guys. All right, now I'm going to move on to an original poem. All right. The wheelbarrow's empty. The wheelbarrow's hungry. No more Humpty Dumpty shells making messes. Take off the dresses, make a muddy on the couch. Fuck the awful smell, it's only Oscar the Grouch. Oscar gets lit every minute, every day. Gets paid in Everclear. He said it's the only way to deal with the fuckers on this street. This guy! I'm this guy! Now this fucker made of meat. My name's Rob. Oh my God! I got a sexy mini bag, proud for love. Can't proud of me. The hot dogs are free. Being with me is the only way to see reality. Gentlemen, please stop revving your fucking engines. It doesn't make your dick bigger. It may feel like it for a second, but you have to learn not to trust those vibrations. Yeah. Okay. Next up, here's kind of a new impression I've been working on. It's Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Here's some Shaggy haikus. Hanging in the van. My idea for the day. With Scooby Snacks, duh. We solve mysteries. Rich a-holes always messing. Me and Scoob just hang. My dog and some weed. Scooby and bunches of snacks. Punching ghosts too, duh. My ghost punches fly through their ghost faces, right through. Rarely do they stop. Okay, now it's time for some Zen meditations with Yoda. I felt like these were a hit last week, so I'm bringing them back. Here's some random ones. Okay, here we go. The eye that sees cannot see itself. Mm-hmm. The quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. Mm-hmm. Say one word with your mouth shut. Mm-hmm. What is the sound of one hand clapping? Hmm? Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the men of old. Seek what they sought. Zen is your everyday thought. Hmm? One more. There we go, one more. Sometimes I go about in pity for myself, and all the while a great wind is bearing me across the sky. All right, enough of Yoda. And I'll end tonight with a sonnet. Rando sonnet. I hope everybody's doing good. Enjoying this summer. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense. I've been in the clouds tonight, you guys. Okay. All right, here we go. I got one. This is 20. A woman's face with nature's own hand painted hast thou, the master mistress of my passion. A woman's gentle heart, but not acquainted with shifting change as is false women's fashion. And I more bright than theirs, less false in rolling, gilding the object whereupon it gazeth. A man is hue, all hues in his controlling, which steals men's eyes and women's souls amazeth. And for a woman wert thou first created, till nature as she wrought thee fell a-doting, and by addition me of thee defeated, by adding one thing to my purpose, nothing. But since she pricked thee out for women's pleasure, mine be thy love, and thy love's use their treasure. Okay, and then palindromes. I almost forgot the palindromes. I got some new ones. Okay, the first one I'm gonna give a little credit. I got this one from my man Tony Willingham. Faded AF. Slap Steep Pete's pals. Step on the cab, baked, no pets. Paw Paw sees Whap Whap. Paw Pete Whap. Steep Sid Flow peed on Ogre. Ergo, no deep wolf, this Pete's. And nab Pete's nuts now. Bam. Wait, that was not, no, that was not one. Nab Pete's nuts now. What? What? Oh, that was one half of it. That was one half of it. Nab Pete's nuts now. One stunned steep bam. I fucked that up. But I'm done. That's it. That's enough for me. Woo! All right. Thank y'all. Here, give it back up to Chris Madrano. Thank you, Mark. That was incredible.
Yeah. Always incredible. I'm of course a big fan of the palindromes.
Palindrome. They kill it.
Indeed.
I literally I'm teaching my son palindromes now. Yes. And I have to avoid dirty ones.
Don't use marks.
Yeah.
Nice ear. Very nice ear.
See, I can do it. It's like pork crop. Pork crop, everybody. Pork crop. It's not funny when I do it. When Mark does it, it's fun.
Race car.
Well, that's it for the performers here. Thank you, Caleb.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody down at Sovereign Kava. Mark Hudson, Taylor France.
Thank you, Morgan.
Chris Madrano. And of course, our technical director, making all this happen.
Is the backbone of so many artistic projects here. Thank you, Morgan. And thank you, everybody out there. And thank you, Sovereign.
All right, yeah. Thank you, Sovereign. Appreciate it. Cheers, y'all. Bula. Do y'all even Bula? And we will we'll see you again next week, and we'll be back at Sovereign hosting live from the bar very soon. So keep with us. Poetry Open Mic Asheville every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Cheers, y'all.
8:30. It's the time. It's real time.
Oh yeah. You know it. All right. We'll see you next 8:30. Y'all give it up for Chris Madrano and all the performers down at Sovereign Kava. Thank you, Sovereign. That's right. Oh. You know it. It's Poetry Open Mic Asheville, y'all. We got some more performers coming at you. Keep it locked here. Thank you, everyone, for the comments. I'm loving reading the comments. Right. I think that's a thing now, yeah. Woo. That's some Kava, all right. And you can get a Kava. Especially if you're performing tonight, you got a free double waiting on you at the bar. They're open noon to 10 every day now. And yeah, keep up with us. We got a whole bunch of stuff in the works at the bar. we're really excited about, and so stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on more when all that's happening. And for tonight, we got a few more performers. We got Zen coming up next from the laboratory here in Asheville, and then I think we got Jason Huber and Christopher T. George in the house, Justin Blackburn, Amelia Maldonado, and then I'll close it out with a few poems at the end. But thanks for riding with us here tonight. Very good. Miss y'all too. We'll be seeing y'all soon. We got Zen. Zen's here, y'all. Everybody make some noise for Zen Sutherland.
Hey, Caleb.
Hey, Zen. How you doing tonight?
I am fine as frog's hair split 3 ways.
Nice. Sounds good. All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you could make it. What you been working on in the laboratory?
The laboratory, I have the eye-hand answering device. You need to ask it a question, Caleb. It will answer you.
All right. What is the meaning of existence?
Okay, and we pull the trigger.
Fuck off, Caleb. I don't know.
Forget it.
I think that's one of the best answers I've heard to that question.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
And I didn't really have anything planned because I was going to go see music, but since music seems to be happening tonight, I'm going to play you a song and then read some quick short stories. Just they're very short.
Sounds great. I look forward to it. I'll turn it over to you, Zen. Without further ado, everyone give it up for Zen Sutherland.
Thank you so much. I hope you and yours are doing well. We and mine are doing well too. So love that little rain that we had. It helped the garden. And I'm going to do a little song. It's an older song that when I met my first love, who I married and didn't last. but I got a song out of it. So anyway, we'll do that first. Anyway. Oh, we're not in tune, but I don't care. Watching late night movies on a black and white TV. A tattered moth wrapped in cloth preserved for all to see. And the horror of a monster who's just like you and me. She has to kill to keep her will, and still she won't be free. I think when I was dreaming that I recognized your face. You seem to change yet remain the same, with something out of place. When I turned around, I'd found you'd left without a trace. I think you love to love me, but you also love the chase. La 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 la. Well, the monster she was fighting, 'cause it do no good to plead. When she died, no one cried, we tried to save her seed. Please read my mind and tell me, is it love or is it greed that makes us both afraid to live, but still too scared to bleed? La 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 la. And there was more, but it's sappy, so I'm not going to sing it. But what I've been working on lately is very short I want to call them adult children's very short stories. It's human stories told through animals. And I have 4 of them. I'll run through them and then I'll be done. So the first one is called Curiosity. How does it feel to have a tail? The little boy asked the dog. How does it feel to have fucking thumbs? The dog asked, trying to light a cigar. Oh, you're not supposed to curse, the boy said in a tattletale voice. They stared at each other, intensely quiet, for a moment. I don't know, I've never thought about it, the boy mused. Same thing here, said the dog. They didn't speak for the rest of the day. Another story. The duck. The duck spied a juicy caterpillar in the grass. Caterpillar, not wanting to be eaten, asked, Do you have any brothers or sisters? I have a twin sister, Duck quacked proudly. Where is she now? Caterpillar asked, continuing to inch away. She's probably in the woods somewhere, Duck said quietly. She gets epileptic fits, so she flaps madly on the ground and gets all lost and dirty sometimes. Duck stood there crying while Caterpillar marched off. Third one, a cloud. A cloud passed over Raymond's house. Ray came out and yelled to the cloud, Hey, I'm trying to grow a garden here. The cloud didn't say anything, just continued on its journey. After a bit, the cloud's shadow wasn't over Raymond's house anymore. Thanks, I guess, yelled Raymond. Whatever, said the cloud. The nest. A cardinal saw a wren building a nest. Hey, wren, what are you doing? Asked the cardinal. The wren replied, Interpretive art. The twigs represent the chaos of the world, which forms the depression where we spend most of our lives. Cardinal seemed shocked. Oh, I thought you were building a nest. Then why didn't you ask that? Shot the wren. Well, I meant it as a way of saying hello, really, apologized the cardinal. The wren continued working on the nest. My chicks will learn to say what they mean, muttered Wren under her breath. One more, called God. A ladybug lands on a tomato plant leaf and hears a voice. This is God, get off my leaf. Ladybug declares to the sky, Aren't all the leaves yours? A jumping spider peers around from the bottom of the leaf. I was just kidding. I was hoping for a fly or something I could eat that would land here. You're ruining my hunt. You're ruining my hunt, mocks the ladybug in Spider's voice. Stop that, yells Spider. Spider waited for Ladybug to imitate him for a moment, and they just stared at each other. I liked you better when you were God, says Ladybug. And that's it for me tonight. So those are my new ones, adults, children's very short stories.
Oh, that was delightful. Good stuff, Zen. I love those. Actually, the stories are great, and the song too. I don't think I'd ever heard you play before.
I haven't played for you, and I'm a pianist by training or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So picking up the guitar for me was a way of being able to stay with the band.
Yeah,
when you
totally.
couldn't, in a time when you couldn't carry around an 88 key piano, didn't have keyboards except for maybe a Rhodes and Fender. I couldn't afford it.
I see, yeah. And even those are heavy.
Yeah, and even those are heavy. Exactly. So I learned to play rhythm and make up songs and that sort of thing. But one day I promise there's a couple of songs I want to do on a piano and that'll be
great.
Maybe I'll do it from Sovereign Kava. That's the kick.
Yes, when we get going again. Yeah.
Yes,
We'll
I like
the
that
piano
idea.
back in tune and the stage working. And so hopefully before too much longer. So keep up with us. And
yeah.
we'll be hanging out there before too long.
Great.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming by tonight, Zen.
Thanks always for having me. It's always a joy watching the myriad from Mark to Chris to everybody, and it's just it's always a thrill show or a scare show or both.
yeah, you name it. It's a whole bag of tricks. Yeah. But,
and I'll have a new invention for you probably every time.
Please do. I love seeing the new inventions. Yeah, that one was fantastic. Yeah, keep them coming, Zen.
Okay,
very good stuff. All right.
Thank you so much.
Everybody give it up. Zen Sutherland, y'all. Thank you, Zen.
Thank you. Peace.
Good times, y'all. Good times. Yeah. All right. We're here. We're live, and it's Poetry Open Mic Asheville, brought to you by Sovereign Kava. We're here every Wednesday night. Asheville, North Carolina. We're live around the world now. And we got more performers for you. So we're going to keep it rolling here. Do want to thank everyone for the comments, though. We got a bunch of comments here for Zen. So yeah, y'all keep them coming. It's so great to hear from our viewers out there. We love you, we miss you, and yeah, keep it tuned in here. We got more coming at you. Got a whole lot of good stuff coming. All right. Up next, we're going to Jason. We got a Huber in the house. We're very happy about that. Y'all make a whole shit ton of noise for Jason Huber. What's up, Jason?
What's up? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Very well. Just enjoying this nice humid spring night here in the mountains. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Great stuff so far tonight. Holy Poops, the Lactones with Kevin. They opened.
Cool. You saw that.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Oh yeah, no problem. We had so much fun. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, and that stuff. We'll post a link to the whole stream from that is up on the Sovereign page too. So,
nice. I'd love to watch that.
Yeah. Anyway, what'd you bring for us tonight?
I am desperately trying to finish a larger piece of work. But I want to have it done over the summer, right? Have a
goal
draft that can be read. I've been working on this chapter, and I thought I'd read that for everybody. So.
Great. Yeah, take it out for a spin while you're working on it. Sometimes that's a really good way to get a feel for it. So cool. I appreciate you.
Drive. Sounds good.
Well, test drive. Appreciate you bringing the new stuff tonight. I'll turn it over to you. Everyone, make some noise for Jason Huber.
Woo-hoo! All right. Well, this is a chapter of a much larger piece of work that is currently residing halfway on my laptop and halfway in my brain. Hopefully the two will meet in twain, and I will have a novel eventually. This chapter is called I'll Have the Chicken. I went to those Al-Anon meetings every other week, but I kept slipping deeper and deeper into a cruel sort of self-deprecating depression. Maybe I deserved what was happening. Maybe I wasn't considerate enough of his feelings. Maybe we were both assholes. My mind was turning against me. The synapses were firing like electric shock therapy, but those painful little sparks were driving me further and further into my head. I tried to stave off the encroaching and inevitable reality of confrontation. He was abusing me in ways that wouldn't leave marks, save for the emotional baggage. The meetings were held in a church basement, as many meetings of that sort are. It was a church that we'd gone by and not noticed so many times. We never bothered to look up at it. The ruddy red of old brick was perched on a hill with a short stone wall surrounding it. It was above all of the things that mattered on a busy street. Like the pizza place that played old movies, the grocery store, which was one of two that we knew about, and the coffee shop with the great ambiance and the not-so-great coffee. The church was a fixture of my life now. It became the thing that mattered. Funny how the scope of your reality can change like that. The basement room was at least furnished. The floor was covered in brown shag carpet, the sort that was meant to hide stains forever. It had probably been on this planet a few decades longer than me, so I imagine it was hiding quite a bit. There were plug-in air fresheners in every outlet to cover up the smell. It was a poor solution that made the room smell like lavender and mildew. The only thing hanging on the dark, wood-paneled walls was a corkboard with various flyers and the church's schedule. Wednesdays at 7, Al-Anon, a program of recovery for friends and families of alcoholics. I didn't know where I fit in that spectrum with John anymore. Overwhelmed live-in caretaker? Some of us showed up every week to arrange the circle of chairs. We showed up early. Every church basement has a closet full of folding chairs. It's the law. We set them up so we could see each other. We were a round table of sleepless nights. Generally, there were no more than a dozen people at each meeting. But there was turnover. There were the Al-Anon curious that would come for a few weeks and disappear. Beyond the rotating cast of faces, there was a handful of us that consistently showed up. Our small community, as there's no better recipe than shared trauma to bring people together. One evening, there were 8 of us in our circle. I only knew 3 of the faces, which made sharing a little bit easier. I worried about repeating myself, complaining about the same thing over and over. It was probably like watching the same sad, predictable episode of a show that you didn't like much in the first place. At least some of the new faces were hearing it for the first time. Hello. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Trevor, I said as I tore the skin around my thumbnail. I've been coming here for a few months now, and I'm starting to realize that my partner isn't going to change. I've looked into rehab centers, but we don't have the money. I'm not sure he'll go anyway. You know, I fell in love with him because of his strong will, but I'm beginning to hate how stubborn he is. I forced a laugh. No one in the circle followed suit. I looked down at my feet and continued. Anyway, I keep trying little things to slow him down. I set a beer budget, which doesn't make a difference. He's taken to hiding pints of Kentucky Gentleman in the bottom of the kitchen trash. If I ask him about it, he gets upset and uses it as an excuse to drink. I can't do anything. The thin, older woman across from me spoke up. I know, sweetie, but you can't do it for him. He has to decide for himself. All you can do is take responsibility for your own thoughts and actions. Ellie was the matron of the group. She was around when the shag carpet was fresh and smelled like roses. Look at me, she said. Thank you for sharing, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but it needs to be said, and it needs to be heard, that you're not responsible for anybody else's decisions. I know, but you don't understand what we've been through. I wasn't making excuses. We've always needed each other. Or maybe not. Maybe I was making him as miserable as he was making me. You can be there for him without condoning his decisions. You need to take care of yourself, she said with a chorus of confirming words from the rest of the circle. The whole conversation was lifted from an after-school special. It was unoriginal, unromantic, and plain. Just know that we're here to support you and that you are worthy of that support. You are a wonderful person, she continued. Thanks, Ellie. I managed half a smile. I mean it. I know. After a moment, I said, I think I'm done for now. Thank you for sharing. Who's next? She tried not to push, but I was always left rationalizing to myself after a meeting. John was flawed, but as flawed as he was, he loved me, and we made a promise. I was also deadly afraid of having to go through life on my own. Ellie found me outside after the meeting. There were cars passing by on the street below. They each had their own special lives with their own special people. Maybe some of them had it worse. Maybe they were lonely. How are you really? Her voice broke me out of my daydream. I'm okay. What else was I supposed to say? I wanted to talk to you one-on-one. Maybe check in. I felt like a student that was being held after class. I appreciate it. Thanks, I said. She held out a slip of yellow paper and I took it from her. I appreciate you sharing in there, but I feel like there's things you're not comfortable with talking about in front of people. So here's my number. No pressure. Call me if you need to. I slipped the piece of paper into my pocket and Ellie turned to look out at the view. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee and gab, she continued. I'm okay with that. Just not from there, I said, pointing out the cafe in view. Oh? Why not? Well, the coffee's bad. Good to know. Well, I'm going to handle the chairs, she said as she turned back around and started inside. Ellie? Yeah? Can I have a hug? Of course. I woke up the next morning with a warm feeling creeping under the small of my back, warm and wet. I sat up, I reached for my glasses on the bedside table, and I turned on the lamp. John was still dressed in his work clothes and sleeping deeply next to me. I could smell his breath from where I was sitting, and he smelled sickly sweet. He was lying in a pool of it, too gripped by his drunken sleep to notice. John! I smacked his chest to wake him up. He mumbled, turned over. Wake up! I had a sinking feeling in my stomach. This was one of those moments where you had to make a decision, one of those moments that gets stuck in your storyline, whether you want it to or not. John! I cried as I jumped from the bed. What the fuck? He said, looking at me through bleary, half-present eyes. You asshole, you pissed the bed, and I woke up in it. He crawled up to a sitting position and stared at his pants, confused. I don't understand what you're talking about, he mumbled, and then laid back down. I let out a noise that was somewhere between a scream and a crying wail. I didn't know how or what to feel. I knew I needed a shower, so I started there. I stripped off my wet pajamas on my way to the bathroom. I could hear him in the bedroom banging around and trying to communicate through guttural sounds and half words. Would that I could ignore the world for just a little while. When I finished showering, I walked into the bedroom to find him trying to clean up his mess. He was pressing a towel into the bed with his fists and looked like he could fall over at any minute, but there was a drunken and determined look in his eyes. I got this. You go to sleep on the couch, he said, still pawing at the bed with a mostly soaked towel. This was decision number 1. Do I forget about this scene and try to go back to sleep on the couch, or do I help him get cleaned up and back to bed? Tomorrow was Thursday. John didn't work on Thursdays. I should have left him there to figure it out. But we cleaned and flipped the mattress. I put him in charge of getting clean towels and taking the wet ones away. We put them in a basket in the bathroom for the time being. I would have to make an early trip to the laundry before work, and I made the bed while he stood in the corner. Every couple of minutes, he would try to talk to me. He attempted grand speeches about addiction and emotions and love, and I couldn't make much sense of it, nor did I want to. I wanted to go back to bed. Eventually, John found his way into the living room. I found him next morning with the TV still going on and a half-drunken beer resting in the spot between the arm and the cushion of the couch. It was nearly tipped over when I grabbed it and tossed it into the kitchen sink. I put the towels in the wash and moved them into the dryer before I had to get to work. I left a note telling John to retrieve them when he woke up. He was cooking when I got home. A Szechuan dish. Chicken. The apartment smelled like pepper spray and stung my eyes. Hey there, Panda Bear, he said. There was a scented candle lit in the middle of the table, and he dimmed the lights to match. The smell of lavender mixed with the painful spice in the air. No beer tonight? I'm done drinking. He beamed a proud smile at me. Great. I'm glad to hear it. I wasn't ready for the level of pride on his face. I mean it. Done forever. He brushed past me and grabbed a couple of glasses out of the cabinet. He set them on the table and went to the fridge. He spent a few moments searching for something appropriate. I was stranded in the middle of the kitchen with John doing all of these things around me, and none of it made sense. All right. Sit down. You're exhausted. He set the hot pan down on the bare table and pulled out a chair for me. I got this. Sit down. He grabbed the pan, dished out our plates, and walked it back to the stove. I love you, babe, he said, and walked back over. He put his hands on my shoulders. I grabbed my fork and began eating. Long day, huh? He asked. He sat down and scooted his chair closer to mine. Our table was just big enough to make sitting across from each other impractical, but I might have been grateful to have the space. He didn't focus on his food. Instead, he reached his hand across the table. Can I just eat? I asked as I pulled my hand away. I understand, he replied. It was a long day, but I want you to know I appreciate you. Do you mind if we just eat? I asked again. Sure, but first, I have a question for you. It was as though reality had slipped just a little bit and left me in an obtuse, rather obscene world where John reached into his pocket and dropped to one knee. I spat a bite of food out of my mouth and it landed on the table. Instead of making eye contact, I stared at the lump of chewed chicken. The room got dim and it became all I could see. We've been through so much. You've stuck with me through all of it. The light from the candle caught the spit on the chicken. It was glitter. My depression, addiction, my bullshit, you know who I am, and I'm better because of you. The lump was a face, a tiny Mount Rushmore on our big round table. I can't do this without you. We're so much better than we are together than we are apart. This is all to say, will you marry me? It was my turn to speak, and it felt like hours, days, months. But he stayed patiently on his knee. For lack of something better, I asked, did you get the towels out of the dryer? Excuse me? The towels. Did you get the towels? I repeated. What the fuck? I never unpacked my bag from the last time I left. I got up and walked into the bedroom to retrieve it. He followed me, the ring still caught between his fingers as I grabbed it, my toothbrush and my coat and the bag. The story had dipped into the realm of the ridiculous, and I wasn't willing to play along anymore. Thank you for getting me out of New Orleans, I said as I pulled my coat over my arms. What the fuck? Bullshit! This is bullshit! Take care of yourself. I couldn't stay. I was done. Fuck you! How could you do this to me? His voice trailed off as I made my way into the unknown beyond our hopeless little home. I didn't know who else to call, so I pulled out the slip of paper Ellie had given me. She answered after the first ring. I didn't know how she would respond, but she asked me where I was and told me to stay put. 10 minutes later, she puttered into the parking lot of the grocery store in an old gray station wagon. Not too many knights in shining armor drove gray station wagons, but Ellie was an exception. And that's it. Aha!
Oh yeah, Jason. Fantastic stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the book to come out. You know,
One of these days.
the whole thing. But yeah, that's very cool. Thank you for coming by and sharing that with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I hope you can make it back again soon.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to showing up in person pretty soon.
Yep.
So.
It's gonna be good. It is. Yes, it's in the works. Yes, we will very soon. Here in the next few weeks, we'll be set up down at the bar. Yeah, kind of doing this thing, and we're gonna then transition back into the old live show.
Yeah.
We're just doing some renovations over there. You know, getting the stage and everything all hooked up and getting everything awesome there. So once we do open back up, man, it's gonna be bigger and better than ever. And
are you gonna try and do a mix of both things? Keep some of the online stuff intact.
I think yes, we are gonna keep some form of the online thing going for the online people who've been so awesome and supported us this whole time, and you know,
Yeah, that's awesome.
keep something going with that, and we will live stream the in-person open mics too, so people can always tune in and just watch the live show too. So yeah, big things coming, and I appreciate you and everyone else who's stuck with us through all this, and you know, kept it going so we can come back to it with some energy, and you know, keep making it the greatest mic in the area. So
the greatest, hands down, and we appreciate you. You know, couldn't do it without you. So.
Oh yeah, well, thank you, indeed. Hope you can make it next time, Jason. And yeah, I really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Y'all give it up for Jason Huber. Good stuff, you know. And it does, man. It's always so humbling to be around all these performers every week. So much talent, so much you know, really thought-inspiring stuff. So thank you all for showing up, and yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. We got a few comments for Jason too. I want to make sure we blast those. Oh yeah. We love hearing from the viewers. Yeah, keep the comments rolling in. I'll see y'all. Appreciate it. Indeed. All right. I think we got Christopher T. George up next, and then Justin Blackburn and Emilio. I think that's right. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, very good. We're going to go out to Delaware next. In the house tonight. Delaware. All right. Always good to have Christopher T. George on the mic. Y'all make some noise. Christopher T. George. Hey, what's up, man?
Hi there, Caleb. I hear you were saying you had thunderstorms there, and we had a big thunderstorm come through here. Not much rain, but it was a hell of a thunderclap at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of the same thing here. Yeah, a little bit like that. But yeah, we need some rain because it's been a really dry spring. Other than
that's the
past few
same
days.
here too.
Yeah.
They were having floods up in Pennsylvania, but we didn't get that much down here, so we still need more rain.
Indeed. Well, we'll see. We'll have to do a little rain dance or something, you know.
Yeah.
Or
better get to it.
Yep. Either that or not messing up the environment so bad that we are, you know, influencing climate change, and
that is true. Yeah.
That's probably the main thing.
Yeah. I don't know whether you heard this thing. I forget where it was. A drone landed on a beach, and all these egrets, not egrets, seabirds, terns, I think, flew away, and about 3,000 eggs were left on the beach because they were so frightened by this drone that had landed. And you know, that was they put it on Twitter, a whole generation of these terns that were scared away, and you know, might be driven to extinction because of that type of thing.
Right. Yeah, somebody flew a drone in there and interrupted their mating site.
Yeah.
Their habitat. Yeah. Yep. And it is unfortunate. It's I don't know.
And we humans
kind of harmony.
We humans think we know everything, and yet we're harming this earth that we live on, that our one and only planet.
Yeah. Yes, it is a shame. I hope we can turn the tide somehow, but I'm afraid a lot of the damage is already done.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you bring some poems for us tonight?
I certainly did. I'm going to continue with my autobiographical poem, Talk Stuff.
Excellent.
The part where I go back to school in England in the early 1960s. And also, I realized I saw a picture on Twitter 25 years ago, the Queen and Sir Paul McCartney opened the Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts. And this had previously been the Liverpool Institute where Paul had gone in the 1950s. And you'll hear me say that I had an interview with the headmaster of the Liverpool Institute, and he turned me down as a pupil because he said that coming from the United States, I would be 2 years behind the students of my age. I was age 11, but they would have been 2 years ahead of me, which I think was rather a pompous and arrogant statement to make, without him knowing anything about me, But even though I appreciated moving from one country to the other and sampling everything, it kind of harmed me educationally too. So there was good aspects and bad aspects, and the fact is I went back there in January instead of September, so the boys in my class had been having, say, French for 6 months before I got there, or not 6 months, since September, so
yeah, I see. I mean, and also I know at that age can be especially tough to uproot and move away from your friends and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Cool. Well, I'll turn it over to you, Christopher. Thanks for sharing tonight. Everybody, give it up for Christopher T. George.
Going to begin with a poem called Flowers for Adrian. My friend, Liverpool poet Adrian Henry, lived on Mount Street by the Liverpool Institute, which you heard me mention a few moments ago. He was also an artist and did this picture, Flowers for Liverpool, which was written where the artwork was created after the Liverpool FC disaster of April 1989, when 69 Liverpool fans went to see a semi-final of the FA Cup and were crushed in the stands. As some of you are old enough to remember, there was a lot of hooliganism in the 1980s, and they fenced the fans in. And the thing is that it turned out later that the Sheffield police had been responsible for letting too many fans into this particular section of the ground, and these fans were crushed to death. Flowers for Adrian. For Adrian Henry, 1932 to 2000. The worn flagstones of Mount Street opposite the Liverpool Institute, the head's office. I remember his cabinet full of silver trophies as he turned me down as a new pupil. 23 years later, I sat on your settee at 21 Mount Street, a cabinet with a dead magpie in it, garlanded with paste jewellery, as I drank coffee with Connie Oni and listened to your Liverpool accent. Connie Oni is condensed milk. Adrian, pop artist, pop poet, one of the triumvirate of 60s Liverpool poets, Henry, McGough, Patton. You stayed while Roger and Brian decamped to the smoke, but you were the first to die, debilitated after your stroke. Your big body wasted, but still, as in your poetry and your artwork, I want to paint, as you painted the football field of bouquets after the Hillsborough tragedy of '89. Flowers for Liverpool. Yes, every spring, every day, it's flowers for Adrian. And here we'll take up my poem, Toxtus. My parents, after we'd come to the United States, lived a few years, about 3 years in Maryland, and then up in Connecticut for another year. I was given the opportunity to come back to Liverpool to live with my grandparents. And it was January when I returned. It was January again, just as it had been January when I had first sailed away from England. I leave the dying embers of the dining room fire and climb the stairs to my cold bedroom. The draft from the lead light windows, an extra eiderdown, and a hot water bottle. Soon I will start school. I gaze out of the window above my bed. Condensation from my breath on the diamond-shaped panes, the lead cold to touch, on which I will later carve my initials with a pen. The alien buzz of the yellow sodium lamps above the road that illuminate a world with no one there. Grandad arranges for me to have an interview with the headmaster of the Liverpool Institute. We meet in a study with a cabinet of silver trophies, but he advises us that he cannot give me a place because, he explains, coming from America, I am 2 years behind the boys of my own age. So I begin at a secondary modern in the lowest class, form lower 1B, and I sit amid the chaos of the morning lesson, in which blotting paper is flicked across the classroom, ink splashes the notebook I try so hard to keep neat, and cross-eyed Peter spits out rice instead of wisdom. Morning assembly. Miss Tidmarsh, the school secretary, bangs out hymns on the piano with reverent fervor. The stern gaze of Mr. Shepherd, the headmaster, as he preaches about brotherhood, while Fred Briggs, quite undeterred, pushes a drawing pin through the canvas seat of Harry Groswitz's chair. Who kicked me on the back of my blazer? I'll fight you for that. We battle in the snow after school, while boys crowd round to watch. I knock him to the ground. He bloodies my nose, but in my fury I hit my fist on a pole, and strength drains from my hand like water streaming from snow. I advance into a higher form with the clever lads, and in my exercise book for English history, I make a pencil rubbing of a silver penny minted in Ireland, part of my expanding coin collection. Obverse, beady-eyed King John holding a scepter. Reverse, a crescent moon and a blazing star. And on Thursday afternoons in the physics lab, we all learn physics from Mr. Winklewick, who looks like a skeleton and who teaches clever sayings so you can remember things, like the one for the colors of the spectrum. Richard of York gained battles in vain. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Practical application of the laws of physics. The sport of conkers. Select a horse chestnut by climbing a tree or throwing stones. Newton's law of gravity applies in either case. Aim at another boy's conker, like poles repel. Smash his conker, survival of the fittest. In my blazer pocket nestles the prized conker for which I risked death scaling a tree. It is a freezing October morning, and I cycle to school in the fog past Robin Hood's stone. I am late again as I run down the corridor, and ahead round a corner Mr. Foxwell lies in wait. I slip by him as he collars another miscreant, Red-faced, he bombards the boy with epithets, hand in front of mouth. It is rumored he does it to prevent his false teeth falling out. I reach the sanctuary of the classroom while the boy is frog marched to the headmaster. I exhibit the conker secretly in poetry class, and bets are laid for the lunchtime tournament. Mr. Foxwell, seemingly oblivious to our whispers, paces the room, rendering an impassioned reading of the highwayman, fresh as he is from his exploits as highwayman in the corridor. As Foxy reads on, all I can think of is the prize conker, battle ready, vinegar hardened, pierced and knotted to the end of a lace from a football boot. I long to see it one by one smash every conker in the school and in the entire world. But thwack! Foxy's cane smacks my desk. He snatches the conker and hauls me to the front of the class. He forces my arm out straight. Another swish of the cane, and pain crumples my hand. Mr. Foxwell drops the conker into his desk drawer, and he locks my hopes away with a jangle of keys. I seek to forget the humiliation that weekend by immersing myself in the dusty tomes in the library. I delve into the history of Liverpool and begin my first unfinished book, Historical Liverpool. Pages of facts copied meticulously in pencil, crayon sketches to complement stilted sentences. The sanctuary stone is in the middle of Castle Street, a round chunk of sturdy grey granite with scored lines. It is the only antiquated relic of the city centre, being left from medieval times. It was originally the boundary stone of the fir, when a malefactor was able to stand on it and claim protection. I use a flash with my Brownie camera to snap the city's antiquated relics. The sanctuary stone, pop. Robin Hood's stone, pop. The ancient monk's granary down our road, plop. I scare the old lady who lives there half out of her wits with my flash, recording for posterity ancient burial inscriptions on a sandstone wall. My dad, on a visit from America, remarks, "Can't he take a picture of anything that moves?" My dad had a bit of a acerbic side, sarcastic. Would that I could snap a photograph of a juggler tossing seagull eggs in the fir, huntsmen stalking deer in the Royal Park of Toxteth, the drawbridge of Liverpool Castle creaking down. And I'm going to finish with another poem that came out of my school experience. This was when I was at Quarry Bank High School, which was the same school that John Lennon went to. And we had a park, Coldstones Park, quite close. Teacher in the park, passed over again for headmaster. He knew why. Paid to teach religion to a class of snot-nosed boys, atheists, every one of them. He no longer believed, and it was plain to all. He sat in the park at lunchtime, respite from the classroom, the chaos of the canteen, and ate his sandwiches, chalk and nicotine on his fingers, his gown ripped at the back, the business end of his tie shorter than the thin end. 7 a.m. bacon and eggs strained in his chest. He gazed at the birds' nests sunk in the damp crotches of the trees. He waited for the pink finger of God to poke through the grey cotton wool clouds to prove it all true after all. Thank you, Caleb.
That's Christopher T. George, y'all. Thank you, Christopher. Good stuff. Appreciate you sharing tonight. Indeed. And we will see you again next time.
Yeah, I will look forward to that. It's been great tonight. It's been a fabulous night of music, poetry, great stuff.
Yeah, really great all around. It's humbling to be around all these great performers.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we'll see you next time, Christopher. Thanks for sharing tonight. Y'all give it up one more time for Christopher T. George.
Thank you.
That's right. All the way from Delaware tonight. How about it? Very cool. Yes, indeed. All right. All right. You got it tuned in here to Poetry Open Mic Asheville, coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. We want to thank our technical director, Morgan Beissert, and our sponsor, Sovereign Kava, tonight. My name's Caleb Beissert. It's always a pleasure to be your host. Up next on the mic tonight, we have Asheville's own Justin Blackburn with us. And we're very excited about that. And we want y'all to get excited, too. Put your hands together and make some noise for Justin Blackburn.
How's it going?
Chillin'. What's up, Justin?
I've just been performing in Southern Fried Poetry Slam.
Oh, no shit. Cool. How was that?
It was good. It was good.
That's, yeah. That's really cool, man. Yes,
Thanks, man.
the slam poetry, you know, and the kind of you know, some of the makings of Southern Fried were sort of right here in Asheville. You know, Asheville was really on the slam poetry map back in the day, and
Yeah.
you know, had a team win nationals. I think '94. I think.
Yeah. Alan Wolf. Shouts out to Alan
Yeah,
Wolf.
of course. Yeah, big shout out, Alan Wolf. The point is not the point. Poetry is the point. And Justin has been kind of, you know, taking up the reins, doing the Poetry Slam Asheville, you know, which we hope will be coming back soon. And
Yeah, hopefully.
you know,
Hopefully.
also getting out and doing some slam, doing Leaf, and doing the Southern Fried too. In the meantime,
Yeah, I texted the team tonight. Caleb moved, who was a big energy, so we're sad about that.
Of course.
But one of the team members, Talon, who I love a lot, hit me back and said,
shout out.
Let's
Cool.
plan a slam. So, you know.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
That's
Things
something.
are happening. Wheels are turning.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good. That's what's up. Well, would you bring some slam stuff for
Bring
us
some
tonight?
slam stuff, yeah.
Oh, cool. Very good, man. Well, I'm stoked to hear it, dude. I'll turn it over to you, and everybody, sit back and enjoy the one and only Justin Blackburn. Give it up.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Justin Blackburn. I'm gonna do some slam poems for y'all tonight. Hope everybody's doing amazing out there. Got some books. If anybody wants to buy them, hit me up. If you feel inspired by these poems, you want more of this energy. Here we go. This first slam I'm gonna do is called "Tips for Thirsty Bros Hitting on My Fiance." Here we go. Tips for thirsty bros hitting on my fiance 1. Don't just comment you're beautiful on her Instagram pic and think that's doing shit. It's not. Engage with her content. Tell her what it brings up for you emotionally. If nothing, then sorry. 2. She's attracted to the ones who want to get to know what makes her so fine. Like all the times I listened while she cried. She knows I know she's so beautiful because of the light that shines from her brilliant mind. She lives there, not her body. Before your thoughts get all naughty, forget who you pretend she is because a pic you saw. If you only want beauty, go flirt with a sky or a blow-up doll. 3. Don't slide in her DM with corny-ass lines like, you should want to get to know me better, next to an emoji trying to be all cute. You're not a third grader. Your cute died years ago. Use a more empowered aspect of yourself, like your fucking truth. That's the heart I wake her up to bright and early. She smiles, eyes closed, no pressure, just love, no hurry. 4. Why would she want to get to know you better? You're just a creepy dude from the internet who likes all her photos. Give her a reason. Tell her you don't need mom anymore to help you blow your nose. Better yet, leap into your own soul. What makes you feel whole? What nuggets of wisdom do you hold? Y'all could skip over the pond together. Like everywhere her and I go, we are being followed by forever. 6. Don't send the shit at 5 on a Sunday morning. It makes you look like, I say that was 5. Fuck, I fucked it up. 5. Don't send the shit at 5 on a Sunday morning. It makes you look like you stayed up all night drinking and then got horny. And before you could fall asleep, you needed someone to project your loneliness on. That's weak. She's a goddess. She's the place I go to worship God. 6. It's sick how many men still think women are just bodies here for them to oogle and Google over. I get you love the movies, but no one wants to date the fucking Joker. Within each woman lives the most all-encompassing soul in the whole universe. A soul that can transform that middle school mind of yours thinking about titties into an eternal God that can remove the curse of the toxic masculinity making your unexamined life so shitty. Don't want the truth? She turned me into living proof. 7. If you actually read what she had to say and did the inner work, you could be staring into the soul of your own lover instead of the crying eye of a dick you just jerked. But you're right, she's beautiful, so I can't blame you for standing in the waiting line. But there's a reason why. It's because she's fucking divine. Start from there, within yourself, while knowing motherfucker for her, I'm ready to fight. All right, that was the first one. I got 2 more. This is called Through the Hellfire of the Southern Baptist Church. Here we go. Through the Hellfire of the Southern Baptist Church. Christians fucked up God for me. I wasn't a murderer. I wasn't throwing covet thy neighbor's wife orgies. I was a kid told I was born in sin for being alive? How does that make sense? Oh shit, here comes the guy who tells you you're burning in hell if you question anything else. Shut up, it just does. Now you better give your life to God's only son, or boy, you better run because the devil's coming. God's only son, who am I? God's adopted cousin? You're a born sinner and Jesus died on the cross to save your life. Hold up. I'm going back in time. Jesus, get down. We're good. You don't have to die for me. Boy, that's blasphemy. If you don't accept Christ, you're going to burn eternally. I'm 9. That seems intense, but I'll listen. What's confusing me the most is you Christians. Jesus says love your neighbor, yet you hate him if he's gay. Jesus says don't judge. Y'all are as racist as the KKK. Jesus says give to the poor, yet all you care about is getting rich. Jesus says have a heart that's pure. All you got in there is a sales pitch. Now, Jesus, on the other hand, I relate to him, but you're not me. Shallow breather on his knees talking, Lord, I'm so unworthy. I want to be the long-haired, chill angel saying, relax, ask, and ye shall receive. Forget needing someone else to believe. I want my own superpowers. Fuck fake grape juice crackers. I want to raise the dead and drop their face off into their own graveyard flowers. But that meant I'm crazy. That got me locked in a mental institution. That means my ass has to suck down Wellbutrin. But I'm not living for your unconscious confusion, so fuck it. Drop me off into the darkness of your delusion and I will be lost. But I will find that light of absolution because it's not shining from no ghosts or up there in the stars. It's blinding my eyes from inside my own heart. As I walk my mind through the hellfire of the Southern Baptist Church, I am focused on God's divine love and my own inherent worth. So don't tell me I need a savior and save your phony prayer pity. I save myself from the psychosis of your religious toxicity. And yeah, I got trauma to heal, and I can call on Jesus if I need him, but you wouldn't know Christ if you started to bleed him. So even though you tried to make your hell mine and take my God from me, my God is forever within, and we're having an orgy in the fire of my inner light for all of fucking eternity. All right. Here's my third one. This is called That's My Rich White Family. Here we go. In my rich white family, there's a saying. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. That's great advice, except when you're crying in your bedroom and your abuser is walking down the hall. Let me give my sister a call. Oh shit, she's not answering my phone again. Guess she's back with her abusive boyfriend. Oh shit, she'd be pissed if she knew I told you that. My other sister's still mad. I told dad her heroin addict boyfriend isn't paying rent and needs to go to rehab. But I'm the problem because I have a big mouth. Not the guy spending all her money at the dope house. That's my rich white family. They fucked up, but I'm not allowed to say a word. That's my rich white family. What up? Everything's perfect up here in the burbs. Don't believe what you heard. Mom doesn't have a pill addiction. Jeez, she refuses to acknowledge a treat. That's food for the birds. Dad isn't crying on his knees with an illness he doesn't think he can beat. They just bought another boat. That's the cure. Why don't you come down to the lake? We can drink beer, eat steak, and see who can be more fake. You won't beat my rich white family with their silent white supremacist pride, just like way back when. That's my rich white family. They keep all their issues inside until their own hearts attack them. Oh, you know my brother. Yeah, everybody loves him. He's a corporate lawyer for the system. He keeps white-collar criminals out of prison so they can keep stealing from impoverished families so the rich stay richer and the poor can experience more pointless fatalities. Yeah, he's an alcoholic who abuses his wife and kids, but we're quiet about that. He has quite the reputation. He'll hire somebody to beat you with a baseball bat. That's my rich white family. If the neighbors don't know they're suffering, are they really even? Are they even really? It's very puzzling. But if they get away with murder, are they even guilty? People wonder why cops can kill black men and judges send innocent black kids to private prison. Well, that's how. They just do heinous criminal shit and everybody else just closes their mouth. They tell you silence is golden, but really it's poisoning your own drink. It's how they condition a world of people to never speak by making them think, by making them afraid of what others think. It's a tool they use to make your soul shrink. As small as my rich white families, who loves Dr. Martin Luther King, so they're not totally disgraceful. So I'll end this with a quote from a man who had to suffer from all my rich white families being silently deceitful. There comes a time where silence is betrayal. That time came and went a long time ago. So open up your rich white throat and sing like a goddamn angel. All right. Those were my slam pieces. If you want to see the shows, you can get on my page, Justin Blackburn, positive progressive poet comedian. And those are the shows. I'm performing with some of the best poets in the country at Southern Fried Poetry Festival.
Yeah, we'll post that link. Drop that link in the comments for us. I'd definitely love to check that out, man. That's really cool. You did that, and fucking coming through with the fire, man.
Yeah,
I dig that, man. Those were tight, dude.
Thanks, man.
Good stuff, man. Did you slam any of those this week?
Today I slammed the first one. The one about my fiance.
Nice.
I kind of had like a burst of creative energy recently for writing slam. So I've written.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wrote those. I wrote That's My Rich White Family, and I wrote the other one fairly recently.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Go with it when it comes, man. I'm digging it, and like a lot of really good points too. So.
Yeah.
Thanks for speaking about that stuff, speaking the truth, man, and you know, bringing the hot fire poetry to the show
man.
tonight.
Always. Thank you for letting me on the show.
Yeah.
Much love to everybody. Can't wait to be back in the Kava bar and
It's coming soon.
drink Kava and listen to everybody in person, man. This has been great.
Man. Absolutely. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, come by and get your free double and check it out, man. We're gonna be opening up before too long. We're gonna have a big old open mic again. It's gonna be back.
Can't wait. It's gonna be amazing, man.
Yeah. All right, Justin.
Thank you
so much. We'll see you next time. Everybody give it up for Justin Blackburn. Thanks, buddy. Woo! That's right. Oh, Justin Blackburn there dropping by. Very good. Cool. We're rocking and rolling. Thanks for all the comments, y'all. I think we got Emilio up next, and then I'll leave y'all with a few poems. Love seeing all the comments coming through. You know, that is always good. We love to hear from our viewers. Also, of course, as I was saying, thanks to our sponsor, Sovereign Kava. If you're performing tonight, you got a free double shot waiting on you at the bar. So check it out, and check out all the good stuff we have coming up there on June 19th, Juneteenth. We've got Oil and Water in the house with us. You'll definitely want to come check that out. That's 5 to 9 p.m. That's an outdoor show at the Kava Bar. Oil and Water, incredible soul music, and it's generally good stuff. So yeah, come check it out. Yeah, good stuff. That's right. All right. Let's see. No Emilio. I'm gonna guess I'll close it out with some poems. Do you remember Emilio? Emilio, where you at? Alright. Alright, I can dig. Well, this poem's called How to Overcome Stage Fright. 1. Live where language is forgotten. Words you speak become the nonsense speech of dreams. Scorpions remain hidden, their metaphors sting worse. 2. Fugitive image so few have seen can't be saved. The tragedy of our tongues lays waste to what we've gained. 3. Once we grew hands that worked for us. Vine networks flowered with new kinds of art. Words erased in decaying air. I suppose there's beauty in art that remains hidden, left in remote caves, forgotten in attics, abandoned in back alleys by trash cans and chain link fences. 4. Speak out of that star fire of thousand lamp darkness into the moon hearts of eyes you can't see. My foreign voice howls with poetry one friend understands. Last of the porch times. I move on to another porch. Porch times are about unwinding in solitude after a stretched day of work or sharing sound of our thoughts and arroyos of laughter. One time my roommate sat on the chair wasps had built a nest under. Their sudden swarm stung her dozens of times before she realized what it was. The porch never noticed us. Its weathered planks buckle in waves that creak underfoot. Railings cast themselves on faces You and I sway in the porch swing, drawing closer to each other on cold nights when mountain wind crawls the icy street and dark trees grow. That's where I saw the wildcat that came to inhabit my dreams. I think she was trying to tell me something. My language fails to reach across. I must listen to those who have been speaking since before words, to listen from inside, to translate a tongue spoken without tongue, to see what is beyond meaning. I think I know what the cat was saying. All right. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. All right. We got Emilio up next from Chicago, I think. Do we have our next performer connected? Yes. Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Okay. It is connecting. Very good. Thanks for the comments, y'all. We really appreciate it. Love to hear from our viewers. Appreciate y'all. And y'all keep it coming. Keep the comments coming. All that good stuff. Keep in mind, we'll be back live at Sovereign Kava real soon. Bringing you the live stream show. And we will be doing all kinds more stuff. Don't forget about the show June 19th, Juneteenth. Oil and Water, 5 to 9 p.m. Come check it out. It's going to be a hell of a good time. We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight to Poetry Open Mic Asheville. As always, we're going to go right into our next performer here. And, see where we're at. Thank you. Nice. Shout out Humboldt in the house. Oh, yeah. From Chicago, we got Emilio Maldonado. Y'all give it up. Difficulties of a highly technical nature. No, I think we got it working there. There we go. Okay. Alright, we might not have them. We might have to close it out here. But thank you all for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate it. And y'all check us out next time, next week. We'll be here. Asheville Supply. Oops, sorry about that, folks. This is called Where Everything is Music. Don't worry about saving these songs, and if one of our instruments breaks, it doesn't matter. We have fallen into the place where everything is music. The strumming and the flute notes rise into the atmosphere, and even if the whole world's harp should burn up, there will still be hidden instruments playing. So the candle flickers and goes out. We have a piece of flint and a spark. The singing art is seafoam. The graceful movements come from a pearl somewhere on the ocean floor. Poems reach up like spindrift and the edge of driftwood along the beach wanting. They derive from a slow and powerful root that we can't see. Stop the words now. Open the window in the center of your chest and let the spirits fly in and out and in and out and in and out. Thanks for coming to Open Mic tonight. See you next time. Y'all take care of each other and yourselves. Peace, love.
expressly dull times, my darling. Your friends liked me more than you, I suspect. Loyalty is sometimes taken for granted. I'm gonna sit on the floor and do some caresses to the rug, get my fingers vibrating. I'll hide a bottle of brandy in a jacket pocket. You find strangers' lips ready